Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to think about the silent work your body does while you sleep. It's a time for rest, for healing, for restoration. But for millions of Americans, the night holds a silent, hidden danger. There's a statistic from the American Heart Association that should make every one of us pause and reflect. A significant number of strokes, the very events we fear most, happen during the night or in the early morning hours, and are only discovered when a loved one doesn't wake up. Why is that? Because while we sleep, our blood pressure can fluctuate, our blood can become thicker, and our arteries, if they are unhealthy, are at their most vulnerable. The devastating truth is that the battle for your brain's health is often won or lost in these quiet, dark hours. But what if I told you that you could turn this time into a period of powerful reinforcement and protection? What if you could recruit a team of highly specialized night shift workers right inside your own body to actively repair and strengthen your blood vessels while you dream? Hello and welcome to Senior Forward Health. I'm Dr. Miles. Today I'm going to reveal 5 science-backed secrets you can do each evening to do just that, to strengthen your blood vessels and significantly lower your risk of stroke. These are not complicated procedures. They are simple but powerful adjustments to your evening routine. And I'm going to save the most important secret for last. It's a little-known antioxidant so powerful it can cross the blood-brain barrier to act as a personal bodyguard for your brain cells while you sleep. This isn't vitamin C or E. This is something entirely different. So please, stay with me, because what you are about to learn could profoundly change the way you think about your health every single night. Let's begin with our 5th secret, a nutrient that addresses a major and often misunderstood health paradox. Secret number 5 is vitamin K2. For decades, we've been told something that has almost become gospel. Take calcium for strong bones. We drink milk, eat cheese, and many of us even diligently take a calcium pill every day, believing we are protecting ourselves from osteoporosis. But here's a disturbing paradox that the scientific community is becoming increasingly aware of. Several large studies have shown that supplementing with calcium without the right guidance can actually increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. How can that be? How can something that helps our bones end up harming our arteries? Imagine your body is a vast city, and your arteries are the vital highway system. When calcium is absorbed into your bloodstream, it's like millions of cars pouring onto these highways. Without a dispatcher, these cars can wander aimlessly, park in the wrong places, and at worst, pile up, causing a major traffic jam. In the body, this traffic jam is deadly. The calcium doesn't make it to the bones where it's needed. Instead, it gets deposited in the walls of our arteries. Over time, this process turns our flexible, rubber-like highways into rigid, brittle roads like old clay pipes. This condition is called arterial calcification. The stiffer the artery, the higher the blood pressure, and the greater the risk of a clot-forming stroke. This is precisely where vitamin K2 puts on its uniform as a diligent traffic cop. It is the bridge that takes you from a state of stiff arteries to a healthy circulatory system. Vitamin K2, especially the MK7 form, performs 2 critically important jobs. First, it activates a protein called osteocalcin, which acts as a guide, directing calcium to its proper parking spot, your skeleton and teeth. It ensures calcium is used to build and strengthen where it truly belongs. Second, at the same time, K2 activates another protein called MGP, matrix glay protein. Think of MGP as a tow truck fleet. It actively patrols your soft tissues and artery walls, searching for and towing away stray calcium molecules, keeping your vessels clear and supple. This isn't just theory. This is backed by incredible science. The renowned Rotterdam study, which followed thousands of people for a decade, found that those with the highest intake of vitamin K2 in their diet had a staggering 57% lower risk of dying from heart disease and significantly less arterial calcification compared to those with low K2 intake. That is a life-changing difference. So, how can you make this traffic cop work most effectively for you? There are two simple rules. First, look for vitamin K2 in the MK7 form. Now for our fourth secret, a mineral that acts like a nightly spa treatment for your entire vascular system. Secret number 4 is magnesium. When you think of magnesium, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Deeper sleep? Fewer nighttime leg cramps? Those are wonderful benefits, but they're just the bonus prizes. They are surface-level symptoms of a much deeper and more powerful mechanism happening inside your body, one that's directly linked to the health of your brain. The real problem magnesium solves at night is the silent tension caused by the number one enemy of stroke, high blood pressure. Imagine the walls of your arteries aren't just rigid tubes, but are lined with millions of microscopic smooth muscle cells. Just like any other muscle in your body, they can either contract or relax. Under the influence of stress, diet, and nutritional deficiencies, these muscles tend to get chronically tense. They tighten up, narrowing the inside of your blood vessels, much like you're squeezing a garden hose. When that happens, your heart has to work much harder to push blood through that constricted space. The result is that your blood pressure skyrockets, creating constant strain on your entire circulatory system. This is where magnesium steps in to give your vascular system a true spa treatment. Calcium and magnesium perform a delicate dance in your body. Calcium signals for muscles to contract, while magnesium signals for them to relax. Magnesium acts as a natural gatekeeper, nature's own calcium channel blocker. It essentially stands guard at the door of your smooth muscle cells, preventing too much calcium from rushing in. When there is enough magnesium, these cells get the message, relax. They slowly release their tension. The artery walls widen, and blood is allowed to flow gently and smoothly. The pressure comes down. This is precisely why a magnesium deficiency is so closely linked to hypertension. Multiple large scientific analyses have shown that adequate magnesium supplementation can help lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, especially in people who are deficient in this crucial mineral. It's not a quick fix, but a foundational adjustment that helps your system rebalance itself. So, how do you get the most out of this nightly therapy session? First, you must understand that not all forms of magnesium are created equal. You need to look for magnesium glycinate or magnesium bisglycinate. This form is bound to the amino acid glycine, which makes it extremely well absorbed by the body and is very gentle on the stomach, avoiding the unpleasant laxative effect that more common forms like oxide or citrate can cause. Second, the timing is key. The ideal time to take it is about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This not only helps you ease into sleep, but also syncs up with your body's natural rhythm, helping to regulate blood pressure throughout the night, right when your body is in its deepest recovery mode. By adding magnesium to your evening routine, you're not just buying a ticket to a good night's sleep. You are actively telling your blood vessels to let go, to relax, and to open up, creating a peaceful, low-pressure environment for your brain and heart all night long. Let's move on to our third secret, which involves a trio of vitamins that act as your body's personal cleanup crew. Secret number 3 is the B vitamin complex. When we talk about stroke risk factors, we usually hear the same familiar names: high cholesterol, high blood pressure. But what if I told you there's another culprit, a silent saboteur that most doctors don't routinely test for, yet can be just as damaging? Its name is homocysteine. Think of your body as a complex, constantly running biological factory. Every time you eat protein-rich foods like meat, eggs, or beans, this factory processes them for energy and to build cells. In that process, a toxic byproduct is created, homocysteine. At normal levels, your body can handle it and clear it out. But when this disposal system falters, homocysteine builds up in the blood, and that's where the trouble begins. Homocysteine is not a passive bystander. It acts like fine grit sandpaper in your engine oil. It travels throughout your circulatory system, constantly scratching and inflaming the precious, delicate lining of your arteries, which is called the endothelium. These microscopic scratches are the perfect traps. They create a rough, jagged surface where bad LDL, cholesterol, and other cells can easily stick, kicking off the process of plaque formation. Little by little, the plaque builds up, hardening the arteries, narrowing the passage, and potentially leading to a blood clot, the direct cause of a stroke. Fortunately, your body comes equipped with a highly efficient recycling system to deal with this toxic waste. And the key workers in that system are a heroic trio: vitamin B6, vitamin B9, also known as folate, and vitamin B12. They work like a professional cleanup crew. They find homocysteine, grab it, and through a series of chemical reactions, they convert it back into safe and useful amino acids that your body can reuse. When you have enough of this B vitamin trio, your homocysteine levels are kept low and safe. When you're deficient, the garbage starts to pile up. Numerous large-scale studies have convincingly shown that lowering homocysteine levels with B vitamin supplementation is directly linked to a significant reduction in stroke risk. So, how do you ensure your cleanup crew is fully staffed and effective? This is the key. With age, our ability to convert synthetic B vitamins into the forms our body can actually use declines. Therefore, you need to look for the bioactive, pre-activated forms. For vitamin B12, look for methylcobalamin. For vitamin B9, you want L-methylfolate or 5-MTHF, not the synthetic folic acid you see in most fortified foods. And for vitamin B6, you need pyridoxal 5-phosphate or P5P. You can find high-quality B-complex products that contain all three of these active forms. Taking one with your evening meal provides your body with the necessary fuel to do its silent cleanup and repair work on your vascular system all night long while you sleep. This ensures that the toxic sandpaper of homocysteine is neutralized, leaving your arteries smooth, healthy, and resilient. Now for our second secret, a vitamin so common that we often underestimate its true power. Secret number 2 is vitamin D3. Of all the vitamins, vitamin D is probably the most familiar name. We know it's needed for our bones, and we know that sunlight helps us create it. But sometimes this familiarity is a trap, causing us to underestimate its profound and diverse role, especially when it comes to protecting our cardiovascular system. The truth is, vitamin D is more than just a vitamin. It functions as a prohormone, a master switch that controls hundreds of genes in your body, including those directly responsible for the health of your blood vessels. Let's set aside the bone story for a moment. Instead, let's look at two of the core problems that cause strokes: high blood pressure and chronic inflammation in the arteries. Vitamin D attacks both of these head-on. First, vitamin D helps regulate a system in your body called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAS. This is the system that controls the constriction of your blood vessels and your fluid balance. When this system is overactive, it causes blood vessels to tighten and the body to retain salt, leading to high blood pressure. Vitamin D acts as a moderator, helping to keep the RAS system in balance and preventing it from going into overdrive. Second, it also plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of the endothelium, that delicate inner lining of the arteries we've talked about. A healthy endothelium produces nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood vessels relax and fights inflammation. Low vitamin D levels are directly linked to poor endothelial function, making arteries more susceptible to inflammation and damage. But here is the most important part, the part that most people miss. Vitamin D does not work alone. It's a player on a team, and it needs its teammates to win the game. Let's go back to our calcium story. Vitamin D acts as the doorman. It helps get calcium from your intestines into your bloodstream. But once the calcium is in the blood, vitamin D's job is pretty much over. It can't tell the calcium where to go next. That is the job of vitamin K2, our traffic cop. If you only supplement with vitamin D without K2, you're essentially opening the floodgates for cars to pour into a city with no traffic police. The risk of gridlock and accidents skyrockets. At the same time, vitamin D also needs magnesium to be activated. The enzymes in your liver and kidneys need magnesium to convert vitamin D from its inactive form into the active form your body can actually use. If you're low on magnesium, the vitamin D you take might just sit there, completely ineffective. So think of vitamin D as the essential foundation. It's the starter switch, but it needs K2 and magnesium to ensure the electrical current is directed to the right places and operates safely. So how do you use this master switch correctly? First, choose vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol. This is the natural form your body produces from sunlight and is more easily absorbed than the D2 form. Second, like K2, vitamin D3 is fat-soluble. The ideal time to take it is at the same time as your vitamin K2, with a fatty evening meal. This combination creates a perfect synergy, ensuring that calcium is properly absorbed and then guided to the right place, strengthening your bones while protecting your arteries. And now, for our number one secret, the one I promised you at the very beginning. Secret number one is astaxanthin. So far, we've built a solid defense system. We have traffic cops and clean-up crews to keep our vascular highways clean and clear. We have therapists to help our blood vessels relax. But what about the command center itself? What about the brain, the most precious and fragile organ this entire system serves? How do we protect it from damage at the cellular level? This is where I make good on the promise I made at the beginning. We're going to talk about something that goes beyond maintaining the pipes. We're going to talk about protecting the house itself. Let's talk about astaxanthin. If the other vitamins and minerals are like infantry soldiers fighting on the perimeter, astaxanthin is the elite special forces operative. It's a carotenoid, a natural pigment that gives salmon, shrimp, and krill their deep reddish pink color. But don't let its appearance fool you. Astaxanthin is regarded as one of the most potent antioxidants ever discovered in nature. To give you a sense of scale, studies have shown that astaxanthin's ability to quench free radicals, the damaging molecules that cause oxidative stress and inflammation, is up to 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C, 800 times stronger than CoQ10, and 550 times stronger than vitamin E. That's like comparing the power of a fire hose to a toy water pistol. But its power isn't the most magical part. What truly makes astaxanthin an elite bodyguard for the brain is a unique ability. It can cross the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier is an incredibly strict security membrane that decides what gets in and what stays out to protect our central nervous system. Most antioxidants do not have the security clearance to pass through this gate, but astaxanthin does. Once inside, it does something no other substance can do as well. It integrates itself directly into the cell membrane of your brain cells. Imagine each of your brain cells is a house. Astaxanthin doesn't just stand guard at the door. It weaves itself into the very walls, reinforcing the structure from both the inside and the outside. It creates a comprehensive shield, quenching the sparks of inflammation and neutralizing free radicals right where they form, before they have a chance to do irreparable harm to your delicate neurons. Scientific research has shown that it helps improve blood flow to the brain, reduces oxidative stress, and protects neurons from oxygen deprivation, a critical factor in the mechanism of ischemic stroke. So how can you hire this elite bodyguard? First, look for natural astaxanthin, which is extracted from the microalgae Haematococcus pluvialis. Make sure the product you choose is derived from this source. Second, like the other fat-soluble vitamins, astaxanthin should be taken with a meal containing fat to optimize its absorption. Your evening meal is the ideal time, providing your brain with a powerful protective shield throughout its nightly recovery process. So, let's review our 5 evening secrets. We have vitamin K2, the traffic cop for calcium; magnesium, the relaxation therapist for your arteries; the B vitamin complex, the cleanup crew for homocysteine; vitamin D3, the master switch for vascular health; and finally, astaxanthin, the elite bodyguard for your brain cells. By incorporating these simple science-backed secrets into your evening routine, you're not just hoping for a healthy future. You're actively building it night by night. You are turning your sleep into a powerful, proactive period of healing and protection. I want to thank you for joining me today on this very important journey. Your health is your most precious asset, and taking these small steps can make a world of difference. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with the people you love, and subscribe to Senior Forward Health for more content to help you live a long, vibrant, and healthy life. And please, in the comments below, let me know which of these secrets you are most excited to try. Your journey can inspire our entire community. Continue watching our channel for videos on the early warning signs of a stroke and how to prevent them. Remember, you are in charge of your health. Until next time, stay well.